What's good, YouTube? Hope you guys are doing good. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to flip a sample step by step, making it as easy as possible. So the song I'm going to be sampling is You Can't Stop the Rain by Loose Ends. To find the tempo, you can use a website called TuneBat. This is normally pretty accurate, but I think it's best to just do it manually. To do that, go up to your BPM and press tap, and it will come up with this tempo tapper. Now just play the beat, listen to the rhythm, and tap. So it's giving me a tempo of 79. What most people would do to find the chops is they would do it in the playlist. You can definitely do this, but I think the best way is if you double click your sample and then right click the sample in here and then go to edit in audio editor, and this will open Edison. Personally, I think this is a better way to find your chops just because Edison has a loop feature. So just click this button here. This will mean that it will loop, so it makes it way easier to find the chop. I normally look for the chops in the intro, hook, or even the bridges if they have them. You can definitely use a verse, but normally there's quite a bit going on, so it makes it harder to sample. So you can see here that I've got my first loop. I've started it on the first kick of the chorus. This may take some trial and error, but don't be discouraged if you can't get it straight away. Just keep trying and you'll eventually find it. Once you've found your chop, use this button here and drag it into the playlist. You'll notice here they're both not quite 4 bars long. To do that, make sure this stretch button here is on and just stretch them to the 4 bar mark. Now if we play it, it should be in line with the tempo. Now I kind of want to speed this up and make it kind of like a West Coast bounce, so I'm just going to speed the tempo up. Once you've got it to the BPM you want to get it to, you'll notice it'll be pitched up as well as sped up. This is because it's on resample, as you can see here, clicking on the sample. It may not be exactly on a key, so to get it correct, we just go from resample to stretch and pitch it up accordingly. What I mean is if I play it now on resample, and then I go to stretch, you'll notice it's back to the original pitch. So we just play around with the pitch in stretch mode to try get it the same as the resample pitch. So if I just pitch this up like 300 and listen to it, and then go back to resample, it still needs to go up a little bit, so I'll put it up one more, and then I'll play it in resample again. Then go to stretch. So I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty sure this is the one we want. From here, I reckon this is my favorite part. Go into your sample, click here, and press extract stems from sample, and then I'll press extract. It might take a little bit, depending on how much storage you have. I have absolutely fuck all, so it'd probably take a little bit. Alright, it's taken a while, but... Then go into the channel rack and just click the instruments, vocals, bass, and drums, and press Command L, and this will route them to their own mixer channel. So I'm going to go to the vocals, and normally what I like to do is cut a little bit of the highs from the vocals. This also makes space for an artist to rap over the beat. Just play around with whatever sounds best to you. Sometimes I like to cut a bit of the lows from the vocals as well. I'm also going to add a little bit of reverb, but not too much. For the instrumental, I like to just do this on its own, so I'll mute everything else. I like to just get rid of any of those muddier frequencies, and then cut a little bit of the lows out to make room for 808s or anything like that, and then a little bit of reverb. If I was going to use the drums, I'd normally EQ it out like this. And you can kind of hear how this would be good in like an intro or a verse, but for now I'm just going to mute it. To have my own drums is pretty simple. The hardest part would be the bass because you got to find the notes of the sample. But to make it easy, just use the bass you've got from the stems and try and match it up with your own bass to find the keys. So if I just find like a bass to use, just use this one. And then mute everything else except the bass. So I think I hear maybe like up here somewhere. Just play around with it and find what sounds best to you. I might change it out for something else. I might just keep it real simple like that. And I kind of hear like a snap would go well maybe. With the snaps, you can go up here and go to 1/6 step and then draw in some snaps here. Then go to the velocities and make like a staircase effect to that original snap. And then add a snap here. Now I'm going to add some hi-hats. I'm just going to go with like a simple 2-step. With this 2-step hi-hat pattern, I Control-C, Control-V, which gives me another one and puts it in this bit, which gives it that faster hi-hat feel. And then I bring the velocities of these new hi-hats down to create a bounce. It is good to remember that I'm at 97 BPM, so the snaps and this hi-hat technique will sound different at a different BPM. To add a roll, highlight any of your notes and press Option U, and this brings up the chopper menu, and then just use this dial here to change the roll. I'm going to play around with this and come back to you when I've found something I like. If you want to add like a rim or any perk sounds, a good place to put them at the 100 BPM range is around about this area here. And then you can just go to note pan and pan these from left to right. Now I'm going to add in my 808. Pretty much just copy the bass notes you've already made, and then you can change it up if you want, but I'm just going to keep it real simple. So I'm just going to play around with the mixing. I might change it up a bit, but I'll come back to you when I've finished it. Alright, and I've finished the beat. Hopefully this has helped you out, and hopefully you've learned something new. Also, make sure you check out my drum kits and MIDI kits. The link is in the description. Any purchases support the channel, so I appreciate them a lot. And subscribe. And here's the full beat.